Hello there, this is 𝐔𝐏𝐃𝐀𝐓𝐄 and this Art of Rooms. And alright, let's continue talking about Asphalt 8. And today, we're going to have a look at the patch notes for the new version of the game, Update 76. And we're going to learn what are the new cars being added to the game, the new features, and the events that are going to be happening throughout it. But also because these patch notes are not very long, I'm going to take the opportunity to do some races in the Formula E Cup just to see how difficult it is to qualify in the top percentage to get a free car over there. But before I get into any of this, if you enjoy my content, please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Because doing these things tells YouTube that this is worth recommending to more people, and in that way more people can find the channel and I can continue making this content for you. So if you want to see some more Asphalt 8 right here, let me know by hitting that like button and subscribing. It's free and it helps, so why not? But alright, so Update 76. There's not an official release date for it, at least we were not told, but I imagine that it should be safe to assume it's gonna happen in this week that is starting. When the current Racing Pass ends or somewhere around there, probably that is when this new update will roll out, and yeah, we're gonna be able to see some of these new things. But anyway, let's read the patch notes, though I did edit them a little bit to cut down on the filler text because it's kind of redundant. They don't need to upsell us these events since we're kind of familiar with them anyway. But alright, it reads, Update 76 has arrived. The Asphalt 8 team is bringing in fresh features, new rides, and a lineup of events designed to keep the excitement rolling. Let's take a closer look at what's included. And first we have the Trick or Treat Halloween event, a seasonal mode where players can collect themed pumpkin items of different types during races. This can be exchanged for event rewards, adding a limited time variation to the gameplay. Sounds familiar? Yeah, this is just another one of these cake hunt, star hunt, and all of these type of events where you collect items in the races and then you exchange them on a shop outside of the races. You know how this works. We've seen it a bunch of times, and as you can see, we're gonna continue to see them. I will come back to this event a little bit later in this video, but for now, let's keep on reading. Then we have another new event, which is gonna be the Gobble Blitz Thanksgiving event, a holiday event where special turkey platter appears on the track, collecting it. Alright, I think you get where I'm going. Yeah, it's another one of this event, just like the Halloween one, except that this is gonna be themed around Thanksgiving and it's gonna be turkey platters instead of the pumpkin. So, yeah, I mean, what else can I tell you? It's just another one of these events. It remains to be seen whether or not they're gonna be good or bad events in terms of the rewards and your chances to get stuff, but given the experience that we had with the last cake hunt, I'm not holding my breath, to be honest. Then we got a new actual feature, Instant Upgrade, a quality of life improvement that enables players to fully upgrade their cars in a single step, reducing repetition and streamlining the process. So from what I understand, this is going to be similar to how the button for Ultimate Upgrade works, where you apply one thing or press one button and it upgrades your car. Now granted, this one is going to require you probably to have all of the fusion coins and all of the kits and all of the parts in order to do it. But still, it should allow to at least not have to press upgrade 40 times to upgrade one single car. Then again, I don't know how that's gonna work when it comes to direct upgrades. Is that gonna take it into account? I have no idea. And unfortunately, we don't have any additional information as to how this is gonna work. We only have this little bit of text. So, yep, we will have to wait and see how that works. Then we also have a new feature, Ad-Free Mode, a feature that provides players with a set period of ad-free gameplay. This creates a smoother, more consistent experience, especially for longer play sessions. Now, this one, I want to believe that is referring to the free-to-play players who have never made a purchase in the game. And you know that you get a bunch of pop-up ads from time to time in between races or when you check a leaderboard and things like that, right? So I'm thinking that this is maybe what this is meant to cut down on, those pop-up ads for a period of time. I don't know if that is the case because once again, we just don't have enough information, so I cannot give you any additional details. But I believe that's what's gonna be, or how's it gonna work for the players who don't have ads? I have no idea, but yeah, I think this is for free-to-play players, but either way. Let's keep going, let's keep on reading. Then we have the new cars in the game. The Lexus Electrified Sport Concept and the Arinera Husaria 33. And if you're not familiar with these vehicles, let me show you the first one. The Lexus Electrified Sport Concept, which is obviously the car that you see on the screen right now. This is obviously a screenshot from Asphalt Legends, but it should give you an idea as to what this car looks like. So yeah, Lexus in the game. Toyota again soon? I don't know. The other car is gonna be the Arinera Husaria 33. Not to be confused with the Arinera Husaria that already exists in the game. And I know they look very, very similar, but this one does have some tiny changes. For example, the mirrors are not mirrors, this time they're tiny cameras. There's some additional aesthetics changes here and there, but in general, it's a very familiar looking car. But yes, that is the other car. And of course, both of these cars are gonna be Class S, as any new vehicle tends to be in the game. Then we got information about the 3 racing passes that are gonna be taking place. One for the Pagani Huayra BC being, of course, the main car. The next one is going to be for the Aston Martin Vulcan. And the last one is the one that I think is going to be the most worth for a lot of people, with the McLaren Senna GTR, a famously powerful car of Class S. So I would imagine that is the one that people will be really looking forward to. Other than that, it remains to be seen what other cars are featured in each one of these passes and see if anything else is also worth it. But yeah, there it is. Those are going to be the main cars for them. And then we got the information for the car hunts and the treasure rush. And this is where I was saying that I cut down a bunch of text that makes no sense. Let's just read the car hunts. It's gonna be the Apollo N, which is Class A. Then we got for Class S the Ultima RS, the Aston Martin Valkyrie AMR Pro, Athlani Dracuma, the Bugatti Chiron, Pagani Utopia Coupe, the Aston Martin Valhalla, and once again for Class A we have the Tomato P72. So not all of the car hunts are gonna be for Class S, a couple for Class A, though I still keep on thinking that selling Class A and Class S cars at the same price, I think the Class A one should be a little bit cheaper given that it's a lower class, but hey, what do I know? And finally we get the treasure rushes, which are gonna be obviously for the new cars, the Lexus Electrified Sport Concept, then the next one is gonna be for the Arinera Husaria 33, and the last one is gonna be for the Rimac Nevera. Now it's no surprise that the new cars are gonna be treasure rushes, that's how it's been for the longest time. So yeah, that's it. That's the patch notes. See why I was saying that they're pretty short? And like I said, there's not much that I can really hype about this. Again, it's nice to see that at least they did a couple of actual features in the form of the instant upgrade and ad-free mode. While they don't necessarily change anything related to gameplay, it shows that they're looking for, you know, improving the game. Unfortunately, this doesn't seem like enough of big features to, you know, warrant bringing hype towards this whole thing, but hey. Now, I did want to talk about the Trick or Treat Halloween event. And what I want to talk about that in particular is I want to make people conscious of the fact that this is probably, very likely, not gonna be nearly as good as the last one was, well, last year. The last Trick or Treat was absolutely amazing. It set up an incredibly and an impossibly high standard for events in the game. From there, any event that has happened, we see it as, oh, it's really bad, it's really bad. But the reality is that the Trick or Treat of last year was simply way too good. So I just want to bring down people's expectation on this, because I don't want people to be like, oh my god, this is absolutely terrible and blah blah blah. And yeah, probably it's not going to be nearly as good, but I really need people to calm down a little bit, you know, just in the sense of not hurting your own feelings. Because if you're going to it thinking, oh my god, is it gonna be as good, is it gonna be as good, is it gonna be as good, once you see it and it's nowhere near as good, you're gonna be like, no, this is terrible. And yeah, it probably will be, who knows. But yeah, it's better if you just go with a mindset of like, you know what, it's just gonna be one of these events, we'll see how it goes. Look, with the experience that we had with the last cake hunt, I think it's pretty clear or safe to assume that these events are not gonna be very, very good or very given, but who knows, Game Love could surprise us. But as I always say, it's best to hope for the best and expect the worst, so that when the worst happens, you're not really that disappointed. But yeah, those are the patch notes. I have nothing else to show you for the patch notes, because like I said, we're not given any artwork or anything like I show you. I legit had to bring up some screenshot from Asphalt Legends in order to show you the cars, because us content creators are not given anything but this bunch of text, so there's not much that I can show you. So like I mentioned, I have a secondary plan for this video, and as I said, it's gonna be doing some Formula E Cup races to see how I do. In the meantime, let's just finish this race, or watching this race, because this is something that I recorded some days ago just to have playing on the background, because yes, though, as you can see, I'm on dead last, so I don't know, that feels a little bit sad. I got some decent results with my 𝐔𝐏𝐃𝐀𝐓𝐄 GTR in these races. I was trying to rank up, but then I got some bad races. You know how it goes. But yeah, I'm interested to do this Formula E Cup, because again, you can get a free car, and that's always a good thing. And alright, coming back to the game. Now, this event started some days ago, a couple of days ago. I just didn't actually get to play it. And in fact, talking about not playing some events, you know that there was also the event of what? The Mooncake Cup. You want to see where I landed? I didn't even play it. Yeah, I just completely slipped my mind. So yeah, I didn't even participate in this, so no idea. But we have the Formula E Cup, in which you're gonna be able to get some okay rewards, you know, a tiny bit of fusion coins, some parts, an outfit if you don't have it, which I don't. It's gonna be nice to get. And eventually you can get also some direct upgrades, but if you manage to qualify into 10%, you can get not 500,000 fusion coins. Instead, you can get this card, the Formula E Gen 2. Now, obviously, if you already have it, then you get the 500,000 fusion coins. But yeah, you can get this card, which is actually one of the kings of this bracket. You can get it for free so long as you manage to qualify in the 10%. And today I'm going to try to see how difficult it is to hit that. So let me activate some boosters. And my first race, as I always do, is going to be a very mid race. I'm going to be driving relatively bad just to kind of emulate what a not super experienced player will be able to do over here. Because I want to see where would that put me in terms of the percentage. So, well, I'm even going on a bad route. It's fine. I'm not using nitro as much as I should. I'm not going to go in the optimal route and whatnot. Just because I'm curious to see, again, whoa, what were those things? Did you see those things in the middle of the road? Was that a glitch? No idea. But yeah, I just want to see what result you can get with a lap that it's absolutely less than ideal. And that's why I'm not using as much nitro as I should, nor enough triple tap. But yeah, I'm just curious. Because again, this is a free try for just about everybody, literally for everybody. So a lot of the player base are going to be trying this event over the 2 weeks that it's going to be running. So I think there's a pretty decent chance for people with moderate skill to get into a pretty good percentage and possibly unlock this car if you're missing it. And yeah, I mean, if that's what it takes for this bracket, the 50-90 bracket, to be less empty, I would be happy. But even then, even though this car has given a bunch of times, has been given for free in this same way, that bracket continues to be empty. But hey, we can dream that one day there will be more players over there. All right, so that was a very, very lap 104. That's like 4 seconds lower than I could possibly do, maybe. So let's see. I want to think that, given that it's been running for 2 days, this is going to put me in somewhere around 25%, maybe? That's my guess. Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, I don't care. And, oh, wow. Okay, 19%. And like I said, that was just a very mid lap. Now let me try a proper lap and see what I can do. Now, I said it a million times, I'm not a fantastic player. I'm okay, I'm goodish, but I'm no alien. But still, I hope that this will help you a little bit to see how a non-alien player does a lap and hopefully get into a good percentage. But given that terrible... Oh, Jesus Christ, get out of the way, everybody. Given how that previous lap got me into 19%, we'll see. Oh, Jesus, I almost messed that up. Yeah, you kind of want to go for a low barrel roll on that ramp to get into this other ramp that I got, but yeah. I'm gonna drop down for some extra air time. Another jump for extra air time. And there's a little bit of a trick that you can do in the second ramp over here. No, the third one. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it up, but let me try. Which is a forced barrel roll, which is this one. Oh, I got it. I got it. All right, there you go. It requires a little bit of practice. In fact, I am not very often capable of doing that jump. I miss it a lot, but yeah, you can do that. And I'm running out of nitro. I got my perfect lap just in time, and a bit of nitro bottles, some more jumps, but you can see I'm not really doing all that many speed tricks or anything. Let's just see where this puts me. Up. All right, I could have done that way better, and I got into what, 1 minute with like 800 milliseconds, 900, or did I get into 101? Almost 101. Okay, so let's see where I land with that time. Again, while I did manage to pull off that speed trick, is, you know, it's not necessarily super difficult, and that is the only real speed trick that I did over here, so I think this should be doable for a lot of players. But let's see where this qualifies me. And that's gonna put me in... What? Holy smokes, that got me to 3%? Sheesh. All right, well, am I on cheaterboard? No, I am not. Okay, good to know. You know if you're on cheaterboard because the top players are gonna show a 0. But yeah, anyway. So, 3%, wow, that's pretty cool. So I got a time of 1:00,900. I'm gonna do another lap without the speed trick and see how much of a difference it makes, though we won't be able to see exactly what percentage that's gonna land me, but because it might be a little bit higher of a lap time, so of course, you know, it's gonna keep the best one that I did. But, well, let's see if I can get away from these dudes that blocked me in at the start of the previous race. No, they... What the f... All right, let me retry that. All right, let me try something. What happens if I don't steer at all? Oh, no, I do have to steer to get away. Oh, why do they get so much in the way? What the frog is going on with them? All right. So once again, you want to go for a low barrel roll here. Then go for this jump. Triple tap. Then drift around here a tiny bit. Triple tap. Drop down. Triple tap. And once again, triple tap. Do a bit of a micro drift. Small drift over there. I'm not going to try the speed trick. I'm just going to go with triple tap all the way. So just a straightforward jump. And upon landing, I'm going to go with perfect nitro because it's a long straight over here. Well, it's not a straight, but you know, it's a long stretch. That's what I was trying to say. So yeah, with perfect nitro, you should be all right. I'm going to drop down over here to get the extra nitro. And a lot of people do this whole section differently. Some do force barrel rolls around all of these things and whatnot. Not me. All right, triple tap once again. Drift, triple tap. Drift, triple tap. And my time is gonna be a little bit higher. Yeah, actually by like, what, 400 or 500 milliseconds? I'm not sure. I mean, oh, it's super annoying how the cars get it in the way in the very start of the race. So one last try. I just want to see if there's a way to get rid of those dudes, because man, it's so annoying. Just that they get so much in the way. Look at them. All right, well, actually, that was relatively clean. All right, so let's try one more time. Again, I'm going to go for a low barrel roll here. Upon landing, triple tap. Once again, triple tap. Maybe pick this up. Get into the grassy patch and then drift, triple tap. Drop down, triple tap. And once again, triple tap. Micro drift, triple tap. Well, that was not exactly a micro drift, but you get the idea. Triple tap, triple tap. Bit of a drift, triple tap. Regular jump. Once again, I'm going to go for perfect nitro upon landing. I'm not even going to bother with that nitro bottle, because on going wide for it, I lose a tiny bit of time, so I'm just trying to go for as much of a straight line that I can, and the perfect nitro is more than enough to get you into these bottles. You even have some additional nitro left, so that's nice. Going for this ramp, going as long as I can. Triple tap, drift, triple tap, drift, triple tap, and my result is gonna be 800 once again. All right, so yeah, that gives you a bit of an idea of a lap. Again, there is obviously a difference in time. Oh, what? Oh my god, I just hit the exact same time that I did with the speed trick. It's exactly the same time. Wow, that's kind of surprising. So yeah, there you go. This is a pretty straightforward lap without any speed tricks, and as you saw, that got me already into 3%. There is a small chance that it might even go a tiny bit higher, maybe into 2%, as more people get to play this event. But at the end of the day, all you need is 10% in order to get into your free car. So yep, there it is. Happy days, you can get your free Formula E. Hopefully this lap time helped you a little bit. If it did, let me know in the comments. But yeah, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If you would like to support me directly, consider joining the membership. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. Again, patch notes, not particularly interesting. The stuff that is coming in the game, not particularly interesting, but man, maybe Game Love one day will learn that we're getting tired. In fact, for the key phrase today, if you want to get a heart and a pin, it's going to be more cake hunt style events are not really new features. First person to post it gets a heart, a pin, all of that good stuff. But all right, that's all. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.